Hi guys, I'm Professor Zubair Jahangir and we'll be starting with company law. Now company law is a subject of module 1 and it's your paper 2. Now before we start, let's understand the structure of the company law subject. Now the company law has 3 parts. Your part 1, part 2 and part 3. This is a mandatory distribution that has been given. Your part 1 is your company law principles and concept. It will come for 50 marks. Your company administrations and meetings will come for 40 marks, and part 3 is your company secretary as a profession will come for 10 marks. Now out of the 3 parts on basis of weightage distribution, can you tell me which is the most important? Now if you see, your part 2 has 6 chapters for 40 marks. So obviously this is the most important part and definitely you should do it very thoroughly. Then is 14 chapters for 50 marks and then 3 chapters for 10 marks. So this is the bifurcation given. Now let's see each chapter weightage of this from the subject. Now this is your part 1. It has your 14 chapters. These 14 chapters, if you see, the highest weightage is your chapter 2. It is for 14 marks. Then your accounts and audit, it comes for around 10 marks in your paper. Then your members and shareholders, 9 marks. Debt capital, 7 marks. Even your overview of corporate reorganization is for 7 marks. So this is your chapter wise weightage of your part 1, which comes for 50 marks. Now if you see a part 2 contains only 6 chapters and it comes for 40 marks. One of the most important, and the reason why they have given such few chapters high weightage is because from the practical world point of view, the chapters of directors and meetings are of very great importance. And as a company secretary, you need to handle and know this very well. So therefore this has to be done thoroughly. Your meetings of the board meetings is for 15 marks. The general shareholders meeting, it comes for around 10 marks. The concept of directors and the type of directors, how the appointment of directors comes for around 10 marks. So then comes the appointment of KMPs. Your company secretary is a KMP and other personnel are also KMP. How do you appoint them? Which form is to be filed? All of that is coming in your part 2. Then your part 3 is your company secretary as a profession. Out of that, your chapter 1 is the most important, which comes for around 8 marks. It's your legal framework governing company secretary. Now I've divided the chapter in the subject into 3 grades. Your grade 1. Now your grade 1 contains 7 chapters, and if you notice, these 7 chapters are coming for 70 marks in your paper. So you need to do these extremely well. Most of them are of part B. So your meetings of the board, it comes for 15 marks, share and share capital 14 marks, directors, meetings, appointment of KMP, then your accounts and members. These are all super important chapters. 70 marks of your paper will be containing these chapters. Then coming to your grade 2 chapters, where 6 chapters are coming only for 30 marks. So they are considered as the grade 2 chapters, relatively less important or less weighted chapters. These are these chapters. Then comes your grade 3 chapter. Now grade 3 chapters, more chapters, less marks. So there are 8 chapters which have come only for 20 marks on an average in the past year's exam papers. So grade 3 and 20. So your charges, all your MCA, dividend, secretarial, mega firms, records, registers, global development. So these are relatively less important chapters. Now let's understand the paper pattern. How does the paper come for company law? As a company secretary, this is the most important subject for you. Now company law paper, you need to understand there are mainly situational questions. So most of the questions that come are situation based. A kind of a case study will be given to you and you need to attempt. Like Mr. Ajay, the director of the company, was removed. What is a remedy available to Mr. Ajay? So this is like a situation created and then you need to interpret and quote the law. There are also few direct questions and even few practical questions. Now when I say practical questions mean what? There are a few sums that will come, some mathematical calculations that you need to do. Now your paper will contain 6 questions in total, which is for 100 marks. Part 1 as we saw was for 50, part 2 is for 40 and part 3 is for 10. So let's see how your question paper will come. Question 1, you'll have 4 questions of 5 mark each. Then question, you'll get an option to write 2 or 2A, 5 questions of 3 marks, 15 marks, and then 3 questions of 5 marks, 15 marks. So all of these are there. Then your part 2, 4 questions of 5 marks and 5 questions of 4 marks each. So that's how 40 marks will be covered. And your last question 6, 2 questions of 5 marks each will be for 10 marks. So if you notice, you will get an option in question 2 or 2A and 5 and 5A. Rest all are mandatory. Now let's see how does the paper look. So this is a actual examination question. So if you see, this is a question number 1. So there are 6 questions in total we saw. These are all direct questions. Reduction in share capital and diminution, explain the meaning. Annual return is a significant document, comment. An encumbrance may be created by way of charge, pledge or mortgage, explain. So these are all direct questions. But when you see question 2, you have Sumit. Now these are your situational questions. Were subscribers to the MOA of a private company. After incorporation, they bought the shares, they had subscribed from them. Will Manmeet be liable to the company shares he has not bought from the company? So kind of a situation will be created. You need to learn how to write situational questions. So generally the format will be, you'll write the facts of the case, then you will have to quote the provision of law, then you will write the conclusion or the decision of the case. So you can structure your answer in this fashion. Then your practical questions have come. So they'll ask you, advise the board the maximum amount they can pay this year by way of dividend. So now you will need to know your provisions of law to attempt these questions. Then again situational questions. Will Arup succeed? Then again a situational question. Again situational. So you see most of them which are coming are situational questions. LEF traders, HIGen engineers. Then again your practical question has come. So situation, everywhere there is a situational question. So company law will consist of approximately 50 to 60 marks situational based questions. Now if your law is clear and you know your provisions, it will be very simple to attempt these situational questions. But once you need to know how to attempt these. Like this, your entire paper is there. Now we see how do you start off with the subject. Now if you want to start studying. So important note to begin with the subject. Students should preferably start in the following order. Now first with your part A chapters you should start. Your chapters 1 to chapter 10. This will create a base for you and understanding for you. So this is the first time when you're starting, start with chapter 1 to chapter 10 in order. Then go to your part B. Finish all the chapters, that is your chapter 15 to 20. Finish them completely and then you can go to your part C chapters, that is your 21 to 23, your 3 chapters. And that is it. We are done with the subject.